It's August 5th here in Seoul, and I'm Kim Dami. We begin with these stories making the headlines at this hour. Starting with Team Korea's historic dominance in archery at the Paris Olympics. South Korean archer Kim Woo-jin wins gold in the individual men's event, which is his fifth career gold. Sunday's gold also means South Korea becomes the first nation to seize 5 archery gold medals at a single Olympics. The Middle East is bracing for Iran's retaliatory attacks following Israel's assassinations of senior Hamas and Hezbollah figures. While the U.S. is deploying more combat aircraft to the region, countries around the world are advising their citizens to leave Israel and Lebanon. The Korean peninsula is struggling with extreme summer heat, with Yeoju City experiencing temperatures as high as 40 degrees Celsius over the weekend. At least 3 people have died from the heat. The scorching summer heat is well upon us here in South Korea. Almost all parts of the country have been issued with a heat wave warning as of this morning. It's so hot that at least 3 people have possibly lost their lives due to heat-related illnesses. Our Kim Jong-sil starts us off.
As the scorching heat intensifies across the nation, at least 3 people have died over the weekend, possibly due to heat-related illnesses. A woman in her 50s was found lying unconscious in Changwon City, Gyeongsangnam-do Province on Saturday afternoon. She was found on a farm and was reported to the medical services by a neighbor. She had a body temperature of 41 degrees Celsius according to first responders. She was soon taken to hospital but died shortly after. Another woman in her 70s in Changnyeong-gun County in the same province was found on the street, and a woman in her 80s was found on a farm in Gwangju Metropolitan City. Both died after being taken to the hospital. The authorities are warning people to stay indoors and refrain from working on farms during the daytime. At least 11 people have died this year due to possible heat-related illnesses. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said on Sunday that close to 400 people reported heat-related illnesses just last week. 4 people were taken to the hospital after feeling ill while watching a baseball game in Jamsil, Seoul on Saturday. Yeoju City in Gyeonggi-do Province to the southeast of Seoul reached 40 degrees Celsius on Sunday for the first time since 2018, often referred to as the hottest summer in history. Other regions have also seen temperatures close to 40 degrees over the weekend. Weather authorities warn that the temperatures will feel close to 37 degrees during the daytime and that there will be tropical nights in the evening. Some households are experiencing power outages due to a spike in the number of people using air conditioning. Authorities expect this week will be the peak of the power demand this summer. They added that this level of heat may continue for at least 10 more days. Kim Jong-sil, Arirang News.
Good morning, I'm Kim Xiang. The Paris Summer Olympic Games are in full swing, and here are some of the weekend's highlights. South Korea's Kim Woo-jin claimed the men's individual archery title on Sunday after a tight final with American Brady Ellison to win his 3rd gold medal of the Paris Olympics. Now, Kim's incredible individual victory wrote history for Team South Korea, making it a clean sweep of all 5 Olympic archery gold medals. The final at Invalides in Paris went down to a shootout, with Kim beating Ellison 6-5 to become the 2nd triple gold medalist for Team Korea, alongside a fellow archer Im Si-hyun. With 5 Olympic career gold medals, he has also become one of the most decorated South Korean Olympians. Kim and Ellison came to a tie after a dramatic 5-set game, where Ellison had a 4-2 lead at one point in the final match. But after drawing level, Kim captured gold by shooting 4.9 millimeters closer to the center of the target board than Ellison. Earlier the same day, another South Korean archer, Yoo Seok, won bronze after beating Florian Unruh of Germany. The clean sweep in archery is only the 2nd time for the South Korean team, after claiming all 4 then available golds at the Rio Games in 2016. Now moving over to women's boxing, South Korea's Im Meji made history by capturing bronze in the 54-kilogram category, giving Team Korea its first Olympic medal ever in women's boxing. At the North Paris Arena on Sunday, Im lost 3-2 to Hatice Akbaş of Turkey by a split decision. Im said that she was let down by the result and that she believed she could reach the final. As there is no bronze medal playoffs in Olympic boxing, the losers of the two semi-finals each receive a bronze. Im's medal was the first in boxing for South Korea since Han Sun-chul won silver in the men's 60-kilogram event at London 2012. Now in team events, South Korea's mixed judo team won bronze and the women's sabre fencing team won silver. Winning what is the country's first Olympic medal in the mixed team event, Korea's judokas beat Germany 4-3 in the deciding match. South Korea's judo team finishes the Paris Games with 2 silver medals and 2 bronze. In fencing, the South Korean women's sabre fencing team, ranked number 4 in the world, lost to the number 3 ranked Ukraine at the Grand Palais to a score of 45-42. In what was a close game, the South Koreans held a 40-37 lead entering the 9th and final bout, but were beaten as Ukraine's Olga Karlan outscored Korea's Chon Ha-young 8-2 to claim the victory. In athletics, American Noah Lyles snatched the world's most prestigious sprinting crown on Sunday as he won what was the closest men's 100-meter final in modern Olympic history. 27-year-old Lyles took the gold medal by a fraction ahead of Jamaica's Kishane Thompson at the Stade de France on Sunday. 6-time world champion Lyles dipped at the finish line in 9.784 seconds to beat Thompson, who came in at 9.789 by winning by just 5 thousandths of a second. This is the narrowest margin of victory since electronic timekeeping was introduced at the Olympics. Another American athlete, Fred Curley, took home the bronze with a time of 9.81 seconds.
As Iran's retaliatory attack on Israel seems imminent, the Israeli military is strengthening its alert posture, while the U.S. is dispatching warships in the region. Lee Seung-jae has more.
After a top Hamas leader was killed in Tehran at the hands of the Israeli military, tensions in the Middle East have flared even more, with retaliatory measures from Iran expected soon. According to U.S. media outlet Axios on Saturday, citing a number of American and Israeli officials, Iran's attack on Israel is expected to happen as early as Monday. Also, with Iran-backed Hezbollah's top commanders being killed by the Israeli military, it's further fueling speculation that Iran will conduct retaliatory attacks against Israel. Iran is reportedly considering mobilizing regional proxy forces, including Hezbollah and the Yemeni rebel group Houthi. Israel is maintaining a high level of alert and ramping up its preparedness. Israeli authorities are also urging residents to prepare food and water, while emergency workers have conducted drills in the event of an all-out war. Medical centers in northern Israel near the Lebanese border are also preparing to move patients to underground protective wards. The U.S. has decided to increase its naval and aerial forces in the region to help its allies in case of an attack from Iran. Seoul's foreign ministry on Sunday called on South Korean nationals residing in Lebanon and Israel to leave as soon as possible. The alert comes as the ministry held a meeting to review the security situation in the Middle East, as Second Vice Foreign Minister Kang In-sun strongly urged South Koreans in Israel and Lebanon to leave using available flights. She also called on the ministry and overseas missions to ensure the safety of Koreans in the event of an emergency. There are currently around 530 South Koreans in Israel, 130 in Lebanon, and 110 in Iran. Meanwhile, dozens were reportedly killed on Sunday after Israel launched more airstrikes in Gaza. According to Palestine's official news agency, Israel targeted 2 schools, killing at least 25 people, as the military says it housed Hamas militants. The Israeli military is said to have attacked a refugee camp at the Al-Aqsa hospital, killing more civilians. The news agency says Israel has struck 172 designated shelters, mostly schools, which have been housing thousands of displaced families since October 7th. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
Iran's retaliatory actions against Israel for its killing of a Hamas leader in Tehran appear to be imminent. With Iran hyping its retaliation threat, fears are mounting over how big its attacks will be this time. For more, we're joined by Dr. Khan Hassan. Thanks for coming onto our program.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. There are reports that Iran's attack this time will be different from the April 13 attack. Now, first of all, walk us through what happened back in April.
Yes, we all heard of the news of the Iranian imminent attack. For those who might not recall, back on April 13th, there was a significant direct Iranian attack on Israel. That attack was involving a series of missile drones targeting specific sites in Israel. Although it didn't cause any significant damage because it was all intercepted before even arriving to Israeli airspace. It heightened the tension in the region, drawing international fear of an escalating conflict in the region. Something that will definitely affect the whole world economically and politically. This time, Iran has vowed severe retaliation against Israel, but which because of it blames Israel for the assassination of political chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran after attending the inauguration of its new president. Something that Iran considers an insult to its pride. And something that has to be responded immediately with forceful intentions. This assassination also came hours after Israeli killed Hezbollah commander in Beirut.
Well, what kind of attacks then can we expect this time? How is Iran believed to be working to expand its power this time?
Actually, we have heard that Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has said that he considers this revenge to be his duty. That means it's going to be a kind of a holy duty because he's considered a holy religious figure in Iran. It's not clear what exactly Iran's response will entail, but it does not look like it's going to be it's going to attempt a large-scale missile assault like it did earlier in April. I think it might try and attempt some kind of assassination, but it's difficult to pull off. So we'll have to wait and see. I think we could also expect some kind of a series of coordinated attacks that aim to impact, has a significant impact on Israel. But maybe it will leverage. We are not sure, but maybe we expect that it will leverage its allies, proxies in the Middle East, like Hezbollah and Hamas, might also leverage Houthis.
Right. In the meantime, U.S. General Michael Kurilla has been dispatched to the Middle East. Now, apparently his trip was, arranged before the latest tensions between Israel, Iran, and Hezbollah rose. How important is his trip now? I mean, what's his mission?
Yes, of course, the top military commander, General Michael Kurilla's visit to the Middle East. Although this trip was already planned before this rise of tensions, it has now become critically important. His mission is likely to coordinate with the regional allies, like the Kingdom of Jordan, which played a bigger role back in April when it intercepted almost half of the missiles that were shot by Iran.
Right.
He might also be there to assess the readiness of the U.S. forces and prepare for a strategic response to any potential Iranian actions. His presence underscores the seriousness of that the U.S. views this escalation and this situation, and it shows the ironclad commitment of the U.S. to support Israel in whatever.
Right, and Washington is at the same time strengthening its forces in the region in preparation for a possible, Iranian attack against Israel by sending more warships, fighter jets to the region. The question is, would that be enough? I mean, can Iran's attacks be prevented in any way?
The U.S. deploying additional warships and fighter jets can be seen as a show of force, which is something usual they do in this situation. It happened even when the invasion of Gaza started back after the October 7th attack. Especially President Joe Biden himself announced this right after Iranian Supreme Leader ordered severe punishment against Israel. This military buildup is aimed at both deterring and being prepared to respond swiftly if an attack occurs. However, I think the effectiveness of this reinforcement will depend on various factors, including maybe intelligence capabilities and readiness of the forces and the strategies employed by Iran and its groups in the region like Hezbollah and Hamas.
Well, Dr. Gunn, there are some reports that Iran may push ahead with its attacks against Israel around August 12th and 13th. Now, how likely is that case?
These two specific dates exactly. I think the people who thought about these two dates, maybe they thought that it will take 2 weeks for Iran to respond as what happened back in April 13th. Mm-hmm. It took Iran 2 weeks to respond to the attack to attack Israel. The timing could be symbolic and strategically chosen to maximize impact and catch Israel off guard. I think the attack could be as early as today. We don't know. Given the recent assassinations and the escalating rhetoric, it's plausible that Iran might choose unexpected dates to send a strong message to Israel. This situation is highly volatile and the potential for conflict is really significant.
Right, volatile and unexpected. Dr. Gunn, thank you so much for joining us and for your insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Let's just pray for that escalation not to break out into a full-scale regional war. I really hope that the parties can reach out, can continue the negotiation and reach out a ceasefire agreement for the sake of people in Gaza, West Bank, and return back of Israeli hostages to Israel.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you.
President Yoon Suk-yeol begins his summer holiday on Monday, during which he is likely to travel around the country. According to a presidential official, Yoon is likely to visit local markets to help prop up the local economy, as well as a military base to encourage people in uniform. Although it is his official annual leave, the president will be ready to assume his duties on pressing matters if needed, and will reportedly be briefed by his aides traveling with him. Observers expect him to veto contentious bills railroaded through Parliament by the main opposition party last week and oversee the response to the nationwide heat wave, as well as the government's comprehensive measures on the property market. Former U.S. President Donald Trump said Sunday that he would revive the American automobile industry in just 2 weeks after taking the Oval Office, vowing higher tariffs on Chinese-made cars. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said that under his administration, the U.S. will have more auto-related jobs than in the past, adding that he'll make that happen through more tariffs. He criticized the Biden administration for only increasing tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles, stressing that he would impose tariffs on all Chinese cars. The former U.S. president also promised to add more automobile jobs in the U.S., noting that 32% of cars are being built in Mexico. The Korean wave has played a pivotal role in attracting fans to Korea from all around the world. To them, K-pop and K-dramas are more than just entertainment. They've inspired them to even consider South Korea their dream destination. Our Yoon has their story.
Monica Mok, a 26-year-old social media influencer from Mexico, first discovered Korean culture in 2018 when she began listening to BTS.
It started with K-pop and then eventually started moving to Korean dramas, Korean culture, Korean skincare, Korean style, and all the different things that involve the Korean wave.
When she made friends and discovered communities that shared her passion for K-pop, she found a new focus for her social media content. She saw how the Korean wave has deeply influenced so many people, creating a vibrant connection between Latin America and South Korea, and she dreams of experiencing it up close. According to a Korea Foundation report, in 2023, Mexico, leading Korean wave fan growth, had seen an 80% increase from the previous year, ranking second overall.
Doing dance covers, meeting new people that love what I do and what they also love doing, and we can share that, has been an amazing experience that also kind of gives me more things to do with my life and more to live for.
In July, Monica and her dance team won first place in their very first K-pop cover contest. In the coming years, she plans to compete in higher level contests where winners earn a trip to South Korea.
I know that this opportunity leads to other opportunities that might give us another type of job or another type of opportunities that we can go through and eventually maybe even go to Korea, represent Mexico or represent our country through dancing or through doing what we love.
Homeira Rasoli's story began when a Korean friend she met in Afghanistan introduced her to Korean culture, an experience she now considers one of her greatest blessings. However, after the Taliban took over the government of Afghanistan 3 years ago, her family was forced to flee to Pakistan. Now, at 20 years old, she dreams of visiting Korea to pursue a career in journalism.
It was my biggest dream since my childhood to become a glorious journalist, and that was my biggest dream, and still it is. I will never give up. All of problems I have, I will never give up.
Homeira finds Korea's history deeply inspiring, especially its fight for freedom during Japanese colonial rule, as it resonates with the challenges in her own country.
I love about the culture, the language, the people, the history. I've learned and a lot from Korean people because of their history. They are such a resilient people, and they are so strong. They never accept the failure, and they were my source of motivation and my hard times.
This has fueled her hopes of similar strength in her home country, especially for Afghan women who are excluded from society and denied basic rights, such as going to school, the park, or restaurants.
No matter where I am, which country I am, I will raise the voice of women. I will tell the facts about Afghanistan, about the situation of Afghanistan, about the security situation. I will tell to the world, all of people around the world, I will tell.
The situation in Pakistan is no better, with immigrants facing barriers when it comes to employment and education. Despite these struggles, Homeira is focusing on her own studies and hopes to learn Korean in a more formal setting. During these difficult days, K-pop has been a major source of strength for her, with songs like D-Day by Suga and Still With You by Jungkook providing support and encouragement.
They always say in their lyrics that never give up, you're the best, what gender you are, with country you are, you're the best, and those are words that come in my mind. It's not just my dream, but it's just my target in these years. I want to come, if I can, I want to apply for universities, especially for Yonsei University.
Their journeys are far from complete. Monica envisions a new cultural wave emerging from the blend of Korean and Latin influences. Homeira aspires to one day advocate for women in Afghanistan through her work as a journalist. Though their journeys may differ, they all see South Korea as their dream destination and hope it will bring a new chapter filled with opportunities and exciting experiences. Yoon, Arirang News.
Good morning. Korea is enduring the hottest time of the year. A heat wave warning is in place for pretty much everywhere. Seoul had the highest temperatures of the season yesterday, but today will not be as hot as yesterday in Seoul or elsewhere. But making matters tougher, there will be boost in humidity with on and off showers in the forecast. 5 to 60 millimeters of passing rain is in the forecast through tonight across the region. When it starts to rain, it could pour down. So those spending time near the water need to be mindful of sudden downpours today. Checking back on today's highs now, Seoul and Daejeon get up to 34 degrees Celsius, Daegu getting up to 35. The capital area is forecast to see heavy downpours in the mid-afternoon, lashing down at 20 millimeters an hour. This Wednesday marks Ipchu, the start of autumn, but it will take a while to feel like the autumn. The seasonally heat continues to dominate Korea through next week. With that in mind, let's take a look at the international weather conditions.
We thank you for watching New Day at Arirang. Arirang News will be back at noon Korea time.